Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of our JustNoMil. In today's episode, am I overreacting or is this rude? My MIL wants to keep my daughter one day off school every week. MIL said I was difficult and that she felt sorry for my husband. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Am I overreacting or is this rude? Mill seems to consistently hand me tiny passive aggressions. One of several examples. At end of supper at her place one time, she offered me a slice of cake to bring home and then gave me SIL's partly eaten slice instead. So, weeks before Christmas, she told my partner she was making me a stocking, which he then told me. Partner and I go there Christmas morning, open gifts. Once all gifts are done, she drags out giant stockings. For everyone, but me. So I sat and watched as her, FIL, SIL and partner open their stockings. Just sat there with a dumb smile on my face, trying not to believe this is unusual or awkward or exclusionary. Am I overreacting, or was that a super rude thing to do? If she didn't want to make me one, why say it? And why not just privately exchange with the four of them? Edit. To add, as some commenters have asked, my partner didn't say anything, and I played like all was well until we left to go home, and I mentioned it then, and he agreed it was weird. Until today I tried to forget it even happened, and then it popped into my head. So I texted him asking if he ever thought to ask her why she didn't do the thing she told him she would. He said he had thought of it, but didn't want to bring it up to her without checking with me first, and eventually forgot. I told him I would never let my mom do that to him without speaking with her. He wrote back and said I was right, and he should have nutted up and said something to her sooner. He plans to talk with her about it next week. Also, when I first posted, I accidentally used the term microaggressions. This has been corrected to say passive aggressions. Apologies for the mistake. These aren't micro. She is atrocious. Your so should be having a lot of words with her. If not, he is even more of a problem. Also, give her a copy of Miss Manners. This is the way. Gift her a book on etiquette. And going forward, do a gift for both MIL and FIL, but make it something specific to FIL's interests. X. New fishing lures, golf balls, Cigar of the Month Club. So should have noticed Opie didn't have a stocking and told his mom he'd open his later. Okay, my question is why you had to sit there with that smile on your face. Surely your so pointed out the inequality to his parent. She isn't being subtle in any way, just rude. You need to sit down and talk to your so about why he thinks his mother is okay with treat you like a second-class citizen. And I don't see this as a microaggression, not in the slightest. My MIL wants to keep my daughter one day off school every week. My daughter is my first baby. Before she goes to daycare, my MIL helped watch her 2 days a week during the week. Lately she starts daycare and grandma continues the pattern, but instead of 2 days, now is 1 day a week, Wednesday. I was fine at the beginning, but my daughter isn't adapting well at school. She eats very little to none and doesn't nap. She doesn't know how to be around with other kids. I believe it's because she's feeling unsecured in the new environment. The way I can think of improving her experience and behavior is keep sending her back to school until she gets used to this routine. Here is the problem. I talked about this with my husband. I hope his mom can move Wednesdays to weekends so my daughter can have a consistency of school life and learning program. He said no. He wants his mom to have a day during the week because she's busy on weekends. I was like, why do I have to work my daughter's school life around her time just for her to have free time to bound with my kid? I'm not taking her bounding time away. All I ask for is to switch to weekends. Also, she doesn't have to be that busy on weekends. She likes stuffing too much in her schedule. I kinda dropped the topic with him because I know it goes nowhere right now. I'm going to talk with my MIL sometime next week, though I know she is very passive-aggressive and manipulative. Last week, I just asked her to skip wed for once. She then played as a victim to telephone her daughter, then her daughter phoned my hubby to clarify the situation. I don't give a shit about this. I'm the mother and I decide what is good for my daughter. I'm incredulous that you're so wants to disrupt your daughter's schooling so mummy can play with her. You sadly have a so problem. If MIL isn't working, why on earth couldn't she see your daughter on weekends? Yeah, rhetorical question. All the best and remember, is a full sentence. Hope your little one settles into school quickly. Hi friends, thanks for the support on my side. I'm stay-at-home mom right now. My MIL already retired long time ago. So yes, she should be able to work around our schedule. And it's exactly what I'm going to tell her. She can watch her granddaughter on weekends if she has no time. It's up to her. Tell your husband his mother isn't the third parent. Too many caregivers can have a negative effect. She needs consistency. And if you're working, shouldn't weekends be your time with your daughter? Why would you give up your precious time? Why does your husband get to make this decision? My husband had a strong react to my suggestion that day, but he can't be the final decision. Just like I said, I'm the mother. If I don't approve, no one can proceed. I truly think so.
No.
Education is important. Just say no. I would follow through with asking her yourself. Your daughter's stability is more important than bonding time, especially if it interferes with schooling. Grandma should want the child to be stable and do good. Your child, your decision. Grandma just lost the privilege. You also have a husband problem. Why is it his and his mother's decision? Do what's best for your child, not whiny, entitled grandma or overbearing husband FFS. MIL said I was difficult and that she felt sorry for my husband. Yesterday my in-laws came by. Considering what went down over Christmas just last year, I wanted to avoid them as much as possible to avoid an argument and also for my own mental health/well-being. Their drama over Christmas break caused my autoimmune issues to flare badly and I need a break from them. Anyway, my MIL did not take kindly to this, even though my husband explained to her that I needed that boundary in place and some time to cool down/recover. They wanted to talk about what happened and apologize, but I firmly said no, I'm not discussing this right now. Nothing would have been solved anyway, and whenever problems are discussed, my in-laws end the conversation when my MIL gets what she wants. I told her I wanted to keep some distance from her for the time being. MIL had another meltdown, then proceeded to call me difficult and walked out saying she felt sorry for my husband. She apologized later for it, but I think she's a toxic person. She'll likely do it again. Her other kids moved away from her because she is that bad and their spouses can't stand her either. Unfortunately, we live the closest, so we take the most heat. My husband wants to go to therapy. He and his siblings want to talk to their parents together to set boundaries. My husband is still learning and adjusting because he's afraid of his MIL, but if nothing comes of this, he agrees we'll likely have to move. I don't know how to deal with them anymore. I'm not sure if I even want to be around them, but her, my MIL, especially. Never go to therapy with your abuser. The rule is the same for narcissists. Your husband's siblings are right. All of the siblings need to communicate with their parents as a group. Let her know that her behavior is a huge problem and then set boundaries with consequences. They need to be unified on this because if not, MIL will play them against each other. They need to make a pact that if MIL says something bad about one to the other, that instead of getting mad about it and playing into her hands, that they communicate with each other to get to what really happened. During their talk, they need to let her know that they will not tolerate her trying to manipulate them against each other. If she breaks a boundary with one, they all support the consequence. So if one boundary is that she is kind to their partners and she breaks that by being mean to one, each sibling supports the consequences they already agreed on. She will pitch a fit and she will stomp boundaries. She will make herself the victim. She will make things up to make them turn on each other, and it will get bad before it gets better, but she will either comply or they'll all be LC/NC. It's wonderful that your husband and his siblings communicate. Your ML will not like that because she will want to control who talks to which sibling. She won't be able to control information and gossip, drive wedges between them, create drama, and destroy relationships. Make sure he protects the group chat from his mother. It's wonderful that your husband and his siblings communicate. She won't be able to control information and gossip, drive wedges between them. I think my mom assumes that we never grew out of the at each other's throats phase, but we definitely talk and compare notes. Not your mother. Not your problem. Tell him good luck with therapy, but you're not going to dance to her beat to make his life easier. My husband wants to go to therapy. He and his siblings want to talk to their parents together to set boundaries. Therapy might be a good idea, but not necessarily with the parents. Boundaries get set by your husband and get communicated along with consequences to your parents. Boundaries are not negotiated between people who are so far apart. He might want to communicate the boundaries and consequences to his parents with the help of the therapist, but it's his job to determine with the therapist which boundaries he needs. My husband went into the army without telling his parents to get away from her. One brother moved to another town an hour away. His youngest brother moved to another state to get away. Therapy for DH sounds like a great idea. He will learn tools and concepts to deal with his mother when she tries to manipulate situations to her favor. Even something as simple as, "It appears you aren't in an emotional state right now to discuss the situation as an adult, so I'm ending this call and we can try again in a few weeks." If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you in the next video.